Hi everyone, it is Drew the Studios here, and welcome to my channel where I talk about superhero lore and comic books of the African diaspora. And today we are going to look at another superhero origins today, as usual. And by the way, my apologies for not uploading that much recently. Been busy doing other things. Literally a lot of other things that people have been calling me to do, and I mean it's worth it because it's good for like the future development of this universe. So cheers to that. So forgive me for like any inconvenience, but no further ado, let's continue. So basically, we gotta do it today, and we're in the League of Heroes. And what are we gonna talk about today? This one's actually picked this time, so it's not gonna be a random one. And yeah, we got Doctor Extravaganza. And yeah, this is him. Yeah, lovely. So stay in there. Hold on. Okay, I think I got it. Okay, I got it. It's not behaving itself. Okay, I think I have to do this then. I think I have to hold it now. Okay, we'll just have to do it like this then. But anyway, this is him in all of his glory. Don't know, the light's reflecting because like I said, I'm doing this in the dark. It's quite nighttime around here. So yeah, I'm just gonna might hold it like this. It looks weird. I want to get his whole thing. Okay, let's do it like this. Okay, that's better. So anyway, let's continue. Let's go straight away. So basically, Doctor Extravaganza, he is a British superhero. So basically, yes, he is from my country's time. It's like what do you say? A random pick. He's actually chosen this time, so I thought it was really cool. Because if you notice with most of my super, like I said, they're either from like the Americas or they're like not from like this country. So it's good to like choose something that is original. Hold on. Okay. That. Whoa. What's that? So yeah, that's good. So basically, yeah, he's a British superhero, and by the way, he's kind of like a psychiatrist slash neurosurgeon. So as in his name, he's actually called Doctor Extravaganza. Doctor Extravaganza, that's his last name, because in his origins, back in like in the olden days, he had a his his normal family name was actually called Little or Small, and you know his great great or just his great great grandparents, especially like his in the father's side, kind of changed it to Extravaganza because he was in a land of magicians. But you know, normally back then a lot of people were surprised by magic and their magic tricks and doing those little things. I don't know why I keep doing that. Apologies for the like moving the thing like that. Hold on, let me use this. Okay, see that helps now. Okay, that helps perfectly. So yeah, so yes, he's from a family of magicians, but you know that's not really making money, and that's not really what people like do. So he basically like do stuff more in kind of like the physical realm, where he helps people like with mental health and physical things. So he's a doctor, and you know his father is from the Caribbean, and then his mom's from the African continent. So he got like the best of both worlds. So that's really nice. So his dad as well. His dad was like a doctor himself, also, but then his mom was also like kind of like quote unquote a witch doctor. So they're both doctors, but doing different fields, and basically they do their own thing. So that's really nice. But you know he's been more on like the more rich side because he's one of the richest people in England or the UK because of all his like founded formulas of helping people with mental health and etc. So he's been doing all that. So he's doing really good. So basically, let's go straight forward. There was a time when you know he's just doing his thing. Like I said, he does like pills, tablets for people. He makes a lot of money off that. Like that's a big industry in it, the drug industry or the opioid, etc. And he's been doing all that. So basically, he was in this meeting and he had his own thing, had agreements at this press conference. He won an award. He just had some tea and wine, etc. with other people, and then about it. So the next day, like the next morning, he just as he was like on his airplane with his fiance. So they're not married yet, but he was with his fiance. That was really good. And they were just like on this airplane, right? And it was more like just like a small airplane. And they were like going through the sky and stuff. And then this kind of storm happened, right? Like some lightning and thunders came and hit the thing. And like I said, this might be rushed, so it's not really going through it in detail properly. But that's how how I'm gonna do it. Just quick up this thing and not make it last too long. But anyway, yes, the lightning and thunder just hit them. Um, they were falling from the sky, and the rest. It kind of like caused like a lot of problems for them, and it really mashed up the whole thing in it. So his wife now, she went falling with the pilot. Like they were still on the plane, but with him, he got flung out of the plane because of the hole in the sky, and he just went out like nowhere. So basically, his wife was there, and apparently the plane crashed with them inside. So while him, yes, him was flying through the air, he went in this random kind of like a freak storm. So when he went through the clouds, he was actually like in another dimension. So basically, it was kind of like a force field somewhere. And when he got flung, he got lost for some couple while, and he was looking for like he got the A pass sign, etc. He looked for other people, but he wants to know where he was. He wants to know what happened and where he come from. Because like I said, he doesn't like stay. He doesn't know the place. It's just a mysterious place. He's worried he want to go home and do his own things, etc. But then on his journey, like he talked about like the whole things of what his mom did and his grandparents and then what his ancestors been doing, and really that he has a unique gift of the mind, because remember there's a mind where you cure it with something physical like the pills and the tablets like drugs and opioids, but there's a time where you use a spiritual force where it can protect you mentally, so it's there as well. So you know so while he does that, he goes through like a lot of spiritual help and then a little like healing, and he's been learning like different things, learning about like sorcery, some kind of like a Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings kind of thing, and he's been doing all this thing. He's been like releasing summoning kind of these other entities and deities across the stuff. He has these cool artifacts that let him do other stuff. He can, and along the way, he does carry like a mentor and some people like people he work with, and sometimes he just team up with someone like from the past, like he had like a love interest. She did like they broke up, but now she's like with him now, just helping like to save the world, maybe even like the whole universe because of all the magical things that's been happening. I thought that was quite cool. And yeah, so he does a lot of spiritual. Cause like I said, this is more based on like magical elements now. Like other ones are magical in this universe. Like there's a lot of things like that, but he's on like basically like that, like magician, wizard, witch, sage. He's like all that now. He's basically like, if you want to look at something like that, just to read, he's all about that baby. Like he's into the fantasy and stuff. But yeah, there's some like a lot of sci-fi in this universe, but I really liked him. It's really interesting because like I said, if you notice with me, when I created him, I was like really interested in like two things, like in the mental health world and also doing, what would you call it? I was really interested in obviously comic books, but I was more like into like fantasy as well. I like fantasy and sci-fi. Those were really things when I was growing up. So bringing them like two together and then making him was really awesome. And like I said, he's like want to make it stand out and be different. And I know there's a lot of people like kind of remind of a certain character. I can't say his name. I bet you already know his name. If I basically say his name, it's basically giving all the credit. And it's not like a promotional film. I get paid for it. But yeah, so basically that's what I did, and that's how I made him. As you can tell, he does like a lot of things. He's really cool at that. So he is really kind of like omnipotent level kind of superhero. Like he's not like oh world domination. Not nah. He can actually dominate the world if he wanted to. But some of these things more like protection. But he can like not like universal domination. Like he's not like universal like destruction. He's like on the point where he can like shift the parts of reality and make it how he wants to. But he's not gonna do it by deeds because like, he's a superhero and he's still learning. Because in the comic books he's been like this for like not even like a decade yet, nearly a decade, but not a decade. So he's been doing this, and he's been working how to like balance his normal life with it. Because like I said, once he has the power, he can't then just throw away it, because you're basically making the Doctor have all this power and not using it for everything to protect the world. So we're not going to say that's a no. You like, why would we pick you and you're not using it for good? And he's for like greedy means. But Doctor Extravaganza is not like that. He might be materialistic at some point. He might be like saying like, oh, like the whole magic thing, etc. He might not be like that, but he's wise because he's not really that stupid as you think. I mean, not clearly not. Like he has a lot of PhDs. Like I have like what, 2, I think. Yeah, well, like I said, he's really smart. He does have like a very massive, huge IQ because of what he does. So that's very nice. What else that I wanted to point out? But yes, he does like do a lot of things. He does like fight gods as well. That's how mad it is. He does like fight his own kind of like other kind of monsters as well. He does even like creates his own ones. He casts spells as usual. He allies with a lot of people, and of course he is a part of the American Warriors. So that is really, really good. So yeah, I really kind of like I said, I enjoyed when I was making him, and I can't wait to like put him like there on the big screen one day because that he's really interesting. I mean, how do you not find someone like this interesting? Like he's really awesome when I was making him. But oh yeah, I didn't even tell you his name. His name's called Ezekiel Extravaganza. Ezekiel. So yeah, or Ezekiel or whatever. And also he does deal with other like kind of other entities like from religious texts as well, and like even spiritual texts. So he does deal with like religion, like fight religious gods, like religion side as well. So he's all over the place when it comes to like this metaphysical element. That's why I like him. Cause like I said, I like reading spell books and magic myself. I learn a lot from it. I read alongside like non-fiction. Those books are kind of non-fiction, not like based on stories. They're actually based on like what you do. And um, what else? I do books like I do um stories on that as well. Like I do write books that I like with non-magical animals. So that's really cool. So I really enjoy that. So yeah, this was Dr. Extravaganza and all his 400 glory. And like I said, I can't wait to upgrade and put him on the big screen in the near future. So yeah, everyone. I said so yeah so many times. So that's about it. So yeah, this was Dr. Extravaganza. So I say so too much. Basically, like, comment, share, subscribe. Who you think I should do next? And like I said, like, which should be I should do? I mean, I think I planned this one. I think I know the next one I'm gonna do. So don't worry about that. But one thing I do is that what do you think of him? Do you enjoy him? Like, do you want to see him more day? Or see more things about him? Cause like I said, I can do it all day. So that's about it. So yeah, um, so check me out on this channel. Like I got a gaming and console channel. So if you want to like that, check out Judah Gaming. If you like music and producing, you can check out Judah Music. And if you like unboxings and tutorials, you can check out Judah Extra. And of course, if you like comic books and superheroes, you can check out this channel you're watching now, which is Judah Studios. So yeah, everyone, that's about it. And I like that with the whole Rastafarian context as well, because like I said, that's really metaphysical and spiritual for him as well. So yeah, that's about it, everyone. So I don't want to say so all the time, but yeah, that's about it. And I'll see you in the next video. Stay safe and have a great time. Oh yeah, I should the beginning. Wow.